Yo, 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 yo. What up, Comic Sense community, crowd, crew, 3C family? I'm Issue X, back again with another episode of Focus. That is Final Order Cutoff, Uncanny Spec, where we're going to cover the keys, the specs, the number one issues, first cover appearances, all of that good stuff for close of FOC 326 and 327 2023 for books releasing 3 weeks out. We're going to get into it, but first things first, let us keep these lights on. Let us pay the bills. So then, peep the scroll at the bottom of the screen, like and follow Comic Sense on Facebook, join our Comic Sense Facebook group, check us out on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, follow us at Comic Sense on Instagram, and find us on the Twitter. Also, follow issue.x, that would be me, ISHUE.x on Instagram. So then, check your comments. We're going to get into it. Shout out to everyone that's in the room. What up, Peter Maresca, Jason Robinson? Yes, it begins, says my man, J. Rob. About to do Focus, Big Tuesday, bunch of stuff dropping this week. We're going to talk about the things dropping 3 weeks from this upcoming Wednesday. Got my little notes here. You know what we do. You know how we do here at Comic Sense. We go right into Lunar, right into Diamond. We pull up the books. We read the synopsis. We are going to keep you informed on what you need to be looking for 3 weeks from today as far as key specs, number one issues, first cover appearances, the whole 9 yards. You can make your phone calls. You can call your people. You can get online with your local comic shop and make sure you have these books added to your pull list. And you get the info right here on Final Order Cutoff, Uncanny Spec. So let's get into it. Gonna pull up Lunar. Big book dropped a couple weeks ago. This blank facsimile edition of Batman 357 was a big book. No longer a cover price book. We did a whole, check out Comic Sense's page. We did an entire video about a year ago on the blank cover craze and perhaps the investment potential behind blank covers. That having been said, Batman, oh, I unshared the screen. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties here. Got to pull Lunar back up because I accidentally unshared that screen. And we are going to reshare it. Actually close the screen out. So we're going to reshare that. Make sure you can see that. And you can. So then, let's get into it. Batman number 357, the blank went to a second print. This is the second blank in the history of comics that went to second print. The first blank was Stray Dogs number 1, cover C. Blank went to a second print. Again, we did an entire video on the possible investment potential behind blanks with CGC doing CGC signings since the pandemic. They're doing tons of CGC signings, which means you should be digging out your blanks for your favorite cover artists. Dig them out. Dig them out. CGC just has signing after signing after signing after signing lined up since the pandemic. That Stray Dogs number 1 cover C blank went back to print specifically because of a CGC signing. Batman number 357 facsimile edition, blank variant, second printing. Second time. This is the second time that I am aware of, done a lot of research, where our favorite cover artist, Blank Sketch, was asked to do a second printing of one of his, her, or their books. This is your Batman number 357 facsimile edition, blank variant, second printing. It is written by Jerry Conway, artist Don Newton, Alfredo L. Cala, cover artist blank. Batman meets one of his most peculiar foes of all time when he encounters the gangster known as the Squid. Plus, a trip to the circus gives Dick Grayson an eerie sense of deja vu when he sees a performance by young acrobat Jason Todd. The boy fated to inherit the mantle of Robin. This facsimile edition reprints the first cameo appearance of Jason Todd and includes all the original ads from the 1983 periodical. That's what we're calling it. Periodical. Not a funny book. Ish, you see the blank sketch cover for X-Men number 1 facsimile. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Peter, always keeping me informed on some of the hot X-Men and exclusive covers dropping. Shout out to Peter Maresca for that. Next, from Lunar, we have DC Silent Tales. This is an interesting book coming from Lunar. Silent Tales. Number 1, dropping from Lunar. We like the A cover. We always like the A cover. Here is your 1 in 25 ratio variant done by Raphael Albuquerque. Then we have your cover B done by Fabio Moon and Gabriel Ba, or Gabrielle Ba. And then we have your Gustavo Duarte, cover A. Writer, artist, cover artist, Gustavo Duarte. Gustavo Duarte brings a style of humor to the DC universe in 6 short stories featuring funny moments in your favorite superheroes' lives. Where does Harley buy her mallets? What happens to Superman's radioactive clothes? What's a day off like for Cyborg? Be sure to check out this entirely silent comic, Silent Tales, DC Silent Tales #1, cover A. Next from DC, we have Flash 797. Again, every week we have an offering that is truly Spec. This is one of those offerings. True Spec. Again, I'm going to say it every week. If you're only using Key Collector for Spec, shout out to Key Collector, it is not Spec. It is disrespect. So many things go into Spec. Reading, educated guesswork, research, tons of things go into Spec. This is pure Spec. Flash number 797, cover F, your 1 in 50 Torrin Clark incentive variant. That's your 1 in 50 ratio variant. Then we have your 1 in 25 Serg Aguna ratio variant. And then we have your cover D by Francis Manapau featuring Soups, recreating that old race from back in the day. Then we have your Yasmin Flores cover C. Then we have your cover B done by Danielle DiNicuolo. And finally, we have your cover A trade dress version of the 1 in 50 done by Torrin Clark, written by Jeremy Adams, artist Serg Aguna, cover artist Torrin Clark. It's a super speed misadventure in babysitting as Kid Flash watches Jai and Irie, the Flash's children. When a sleepover goes awry, Ace has to bring back the twins, Maxine, and a few new friends from across time and space. A few new friends from across time and space. That is the catch line. This is why, and I missed something when I was describing Spec. You want to read these synopses. In many cases, just looking at the book that you're going to order and reading the synopses gives you a leg up. A lot of retailers are ordering a lot of books. They just order the books. Read the synopses. It may tell you something that you weren't aware of, like a few new friends, possible first appearances, perhaps, possible first appearances that matters. We're not going to leave it on the table. You shouldn't leave it on the table. At the very least, check it out. Same thing with covers. A lot of times you'll see a character on a cover that you've never seen before or you're not familiar with. Research that character. Perhaps it's a first cover appearance. There is that. Flash number 797. We like that book because a few new friends. Nightwing. Listen, on the low, Nightwing is quietly one of the hottest books dropping from DC. It's one of the most consistently good books. This is Nightwing number 103 since about issue 75. One of the most consistently good books. There are a significant amount of issues released from 75 to date that are no longer cover price, especially those subsequent prints that are no longer cover price books that have increased in value on the aftermarket. Thinking of 79, 78, 79, 80, 81, the subsequent prints as well. Yeah, definitely not cover price books. Nightwing on the low. On the low. One of the better books dropping from DC. We have your Nightwing 103 cover F, Travis Moore. It is a foil variant. No cover shown. And then we have your 1 in 25 Vasco Georgiev variant. Love that cover. Really like that cover. Then we have your cover D, Nicholas Scott, Superman cardstock variant, followed by the best cover, in my opinion, cover C, the Jamal Campbell cardstock variant. Then we have your cover B by Travis Moore featuring the Teen Titans. And then we have cover A. Always unique with these covers, by the way. This is your Bruno Redondo cover written by Tom Taylor, artist Travis Moore, cover artist Bruno Redondo. Do I need to say again, read the synopses? When you read the synopsis, it says, who is the grinning man who's always grinning no matter what he's doing, even when he's murdering people? And what kind of deal did he make with Neron? Nightwing and the Titans better figure that out soon before they lose one of their team members. Then in the backup, Nightwing continues his lessons mentoring John Kent, also known as Superman. And this time, it's about using your detective skills instead of your fist. Obviously, the Grinning Man could be Joker. Or the Grinning Man could be someone we've never seen before. This is also pure Spec, who is the Grinning Man. First line. Gonna get the book to find out. Perhaps we are getting a new character. Perhaps we're getting a new character. Next, really hot television show. Television show actually hotter than the character, right? Nobody cared about Peacemaker until HBO dropped a really dope television show. This is called Peacemaker Tries Hard. #1 dropping from DC. Here is your 1 in 50 Simone DeMeo foil variant. Simone DeMeo never disappoints. Then we have your 1 in 25 Dan Hip variant. Then we have a foil cover D, embossed foil cover D done by Eric Battle. Then we have your Chris Anka movie poster variant. Haven't seen a Chris Anka cover in a minute. Then we have your Bjorn Barons cover B. And finally, we have cover A by Chris Anka. This is written by Kyle Starks, artist Steve Pugh, cover artist Chris Anka. Having earned his release from the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker wants to try and do normal superhero stuff for a change. Unfortunately, everyone, including the bad guys, thinks he sucks at superhero stuff. But when busting up a terrorist ring introduces Christopher Smith to the cutest thing to ever walk awkwardly on 4 legs, he finds the unconditional love he's been denied his whole life. That is, until the dog is kidnapped right out from under him by a supervillain who has some very un-superheroic plans for Peacemaker's brand of ultraviolence. Will he help an infamously unstable, superpowered criminal steal the world's most valuable and dangerous DNA? Honestly, Christopher's pretty lonely, so it probably just depends on how nicely they ask. Breakout writer Kyle Starks and art legend Steve Pugh deliver a brutal and hilarious take on DC's biggest POS or pause that will bust guts, break bones, and melt hearts. This is Peacemaker Tries Hard, #1. And finally, from DC Comics, we have Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow. Just want to make sure I get this right. Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow, #1. We have your 1 in 50 copy incentive by David Talaski. Your 1 in 25 copy incentive by Baldemar Rivas. Your blank sketch cover done by our favorite cover artist, Blank Sketch, hardest working cover artist in comics. Your George Cambadeus cover C. Your Janoy Lindsay, that's cover A. And you have your Joe Quinones cover B, like cover A on this particular book. Written by Kenny Porter, cover artist Janoy Lindsay. Connor Kent takes center stage. After the events of Dark Crisis, Connor feels out of place with the rest of the hero community. He doesn't fit in with the rest of the Superman family, and the rest of the world doesn't really need him with so many superheroes in Metropolis. He doesn't want to rely on Tim, Cassie, and Bart, so Connor looks to the stars as a place he might be able to call his own and carve out his own path. But what lurks in the great unknown? Are bravado and swagger enough to help Superboy find his new calling? This is the 2022 round robin winner picked by you, the fans. Love the line. But what lurks in the great unknowns? Oftentimes, when you get number 1 issues from new characters, number 1 issues for characters, you get a new rogues gallery or a new cast of characters. This hints at that as Superboy is leaving the planet. So he's leaving his cast of characters behind. He's leaving the Superman family behind. He's probably going to acquire some new friends and enemies along the way. That is why we like this book, on top of it being a number 1 issue. Bags are packed and I'm about to go. Hate to wake you up to say goodbye. That is DC. So we are done with Lunar. We're going to get into Diamond. I'm going to check your comments really quick to stop sharing the screen. Shout out to Unary King. Good morning to you. Going to remind you all to peep the scroll at the bottom of the screen. Like and follow Comic Sense on Facebook. Join our Comic Sense Facebook group. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up a video. Thumbs down a video. Follow us on Instagram. Find us on the Twitter. Follow Issue X, ISHUE.X on Instagram as well. Now we're going to pull up Diamond in just a second. We're going to go into the Indies and then into Marvel. Make sure y'all can see that. And you can. So then, from Diamond, the first thing we are going to discuss is a book, Purple Triangle, up out of there. Already gone. Back order, out of stock. Purple Triangle, Mighty Barbarians dropping from Ablaze. Tons and tons and tons of covers on this book. Tons of covers. Why? Why so many covers, Ablaze? Usually go up to 1 in 30. You're doing the dynamite thing here. All these covers. Really? So you have your 1 in 25, 1 in 125 copy incentive by Zoe Thorogood. So they give us a picture of the book. This is new. Maybe that's the cover. The cover is a picture of a book. Or maybe it's just a picture of the book. Dope cover, though. Really dope cover. That is your 1 in 125 copy incentive out of stock. Then we have your 1 in 35 copy incentive, also out of stock by Giuseppe Cafaro. That is your 1 in 35 copy incentive. Weird numbers you're choosing. Then we're going to get a 1 in 100 copy incentive done by Zoe Thorogood. Dope cover as well. I'm going to skip. I don't want to. Here's your 1 in 7 copy incentive done by Emanuela Gizzi or Emanuela Gizzi. This is your 1 in 7 copy incentive of the Mighty Barbarians. It's going to keep moving along. Here's your 1 in 75 copy gold foil done by Francesco Tomaselli. That is your gold foil 1 in 75. Then you have a 1 in 50 by Oliver Vatine. That is your 1 in 50. Sorry, Ali. You know what? The polar bear looks dope. Then we have your 1 in 40 Cafaro Virgin variant done by Giuseppe Cafaro. That is your 1 in 40. Followed by your 1 in 30 Emmanuel Gizzi Virgin variant. Then we have your 1 in 20 done by Tomaselli, Francesco Tomaselli. That is your 1 in 20. Then we have a 1 in 10 done by Oliver Vatine. Color. It looks better in color. And of course, what would a new series be without the homie Blank Sketch showing up to drop a cover? Nobody works harder than Blank Sketch. Then you have your cover D, your Giuseppe Cafaro homage cover. Justice League. Y'all know what that is. That is that first appearance of Justice League homage cover. And then we have a cover C done by Emanuel Gizzi. Cover B done by Francesco Tomaselli. Phoning it in, are we? Then we have your cover A, even a Dynamic Forces offering, done by Oliver Vatine. Cover A, trade dress. We've been seeing this in color. Virgin. We've been seeing it in black and white. Written by Michael Moresi. Artist Giuseppe Cafaro. Cover artist Olivier Vatine. From the writer of Barbaric, dope series, by the way, comes the world-hopping, skull-crushing adventures of the Mighty Barbarians. They're barbarians. They loot, they plunder, they conquer. That's what they do, and they do it alone. Until now. When an unstoppable force starts consuming one world after another, sorceress Morgan Le Fay uses her magic to assemble a team of skull-cracking warriors who must somehow work together to save all of existence. There's the young trickster Anansi, Viking shield maiden Birka, the shape-shifting Nanook, and their leader, heir to a fallen kingdom and mightiest of warriors, Kull. Though their alliance is uneasy, they will do whatever it takes to cut the heart right out of their mutual enemy, leaving a path of ruin through everything and everyone that stands in their way. Before the Avengers, the Justice League, the X-Men, before it all stood the Mighty Barbarians. Back order, out of stock. Period, point, and blank. Gone. That is the Mighty Barbarians, #1 from Ablaze. Next, from Dark Horse. Couple books dropping from Dark Horse that we like this week. This one is an interesting one. Love the name. Very interesting. It is called All 8 Eyes. All 8 of them. We talking spiders here? Probably. We shall see. Here is your cover B, already out of stock. This cover is done by James Stocco, and certainly there's tons of spiders on the cover. That is your James Stokol, cover B. Then we have your cover A, done by Piotr Kowalski. All 8 eyes, big spidery shadow. So then, it's written by Steve Fox, artist, cover artist, Piotr Kowalski. In the forgotten corners of post 9/11 New York City, skittering shapes in the darkness prey on the people society leaves behind. College dropout Vin Spencer flows through life in a drug and party-fueled haze until one terrible night sweeps him to a drifter's reckless war against the giant 8-legged horrors stalking the city. Jaws meets arachnophobia in a new vision of creature feature terror from Eisner-nominated writer Steve Fox and dread-inspiring artist Piotr Kowalski. This is back order, not stocked. All 8 eyes, #1 from Dark Horse Comics. Next, from Dark Horse Comics, got to get every issue of this thing. James Tynion is on fire right now. This is Blue Book, #3, dropping from Dark Horse Comics. Everything out of stock. Here is your 10-copy incentive by Cliff Chiang. That is your 1 in 10 copy incentive cover by Cliff Chiang. Then we have your cover B, done by Danny. Really like that cover B. Very interesting. And then we have cover A, done by Michael Avon Oming. And we know this is written by James Tynion IV and Lonnie Nadler. Artist, cover artist, Michael Avon Oming and Jenna Cha. Trauma takes hold as nightmares plague the hills with visions of the strange creatures they encountered. Were these just dreams or actual missing memories? These questions set the two of them off on a path for answers by retracting their bizarre journey and encounters with the unknown, also including True Weird, Grand Pure by Lonnie Nadler, Jenny Cha, and Aditya Bidkar. So then, Blue Book #3. Next, we have from Dark Horse Comics, Star Wars The Nameless Terror. We like all of these Star Wars books. The reason why we like these Star Wars books is because when they give you a first appearance, they generally tend to give you tons of first appearances. This is The Nameless Terror, #2. Star Wars The Nameless Terror, #2. Don't know why they're not showing us the cover right now. It is already out of stock. This is written by George Mann, artist Eduardo Mello and Ornella Savarese. Cover artists Ornella Savarese and Eduardo Mello. After the attack by the Path of the Open Hand, the Jedi mission to Downa recuperate aboard the crashed spaceship. Okay. But they are far from alone. Stalked by both Path disciples and a nameless evil, the trapped Jedi Knights enact a desperate plan to escape. But how will the defenders of the Republic fare against a monster that feeds off the Force itself? A monster that feeds off the Force itself. Have we seen this monster before? Will we see this monster again, and perhaps in other forms of media? Don't know. Don't want to leave it on the table. That is Star Wars The Nameless Terror, dropping from Dark Horse Comics. Next, from Fair Square. Like this company, Fair Square makes these trade paperback comic books. They're all square bound. They're comics. They all come in the forms of trade. Some of them have been, the majority of them have been really good. I don't know about this one. We're going to see. It is called, really weird name, Blood, Love, Ghost. Yeah, we're doing that. And a Deadly Spell. See what we got. Blood, Love, Ghost, and a Deadly Spell, #1. We do have a preview for that as well. So here's Blood, Love, Ghost, and a Deadly Spell, #1, cover C by Damian Connolly. I do like the cover. It is intriguing. That is your cover C. Here is your cover B by Damian Connolly. Blood, Love, Ghost, and a Deadly Spell, cover B, Damian Connolly, and cover A, Damian Connolly. Blood, Love, Ghost, and a Deadly Spell. We've seen this art before. Wonder if the book's going to be black and white. Written art, cover art, Damian Connolly, off the huge success of his previous comics, You Promised Me Darkness and Follow Me Into Darkness. Here's a little gem Damian Connolly saved for last. Blood, Love, Ghost, and a Deadly Spell is a dark, atmospheric, 64-page volume filled with horrific tales from the inimitable mind of Damian Connolly, author of the best-selling hits You Promised Me Darkness and Follow Me Into Darkness. The book contains 4 never-before self-contained horror short stories and an illustrated poem that will terrify, unsettle, and astonish. This is Blood, Love, Ghost, and a Deadly Spell. Here is your preview. We gonna peep it. We gonna peep it. Black and whites or black and grays. Love the usage. This is so much more discernible than some of the pages in You Promised Me Darkness. And we get a lot of previews. That's dope. This looks really good. And they gave us a lot of previews, so I'm appreciative of that. Really wanted us to know what we're getting for our pennies. $9.99 cover price. So yeah, you better give me a dope preview. $9.99. But that's Fair Square. Their books are big, thick books like Fair Square. Hope Fair Square sticks around. Next, from Image Comics, Forged. Man, that thing was hot when it dropped 2 weeks ago. Really hot. Forge has now gone back to print. We have a Forged #1 second print. Remember when Image Comics said they're no longer doing second prints because of the paper shortage and never missed a beat to do second prints? Stop it. We knew. You know what? We're going to keep going. Back order, not stocked. The Forged #1. Here is your Mike Henderson second print cover. You know this is an oversized book. Written by Greg Rucka and Eric Troutman, cover artist Mike Henderson. In the 11th millennia of the rule of the Eternal Empress, a squad of planet-smashing super soldiers find their routine mission to be anything but. These are the Forged. They take no prisoners. Written by George Rucka and Eric Troutman and brought to the page by Mike Henderson, embark on an over-the-top pulp adventure of sex, violence, and sci-fi inspired by Conan, heavy metal, and other comics you try to hide from your parents. The Forged, #1 from Image Comics. Next, from Image Comics. Listen, if there is not one book you should be buying from Image Comics, there is. It's this next book. It's the last issue of this book. This is the Image 30th Anniversary Anthology. We've been screaming, have every issue of this book. Why have we been screaming that? Well, because it's an anthology book from different creators. This is issue #12. A bunch of different creators dropping a bunch of different short stories in this book. All of which, when you're talking about investment, image, investment, every one of these characters has potential to resurface in their own series. Kaya did it. World Tree did it. World Tree isn't even a cover price book anymore. First 4 issues gives you Kaya stories. I believe issue #4 gives you a first cover appearance of Kaya. Stupid Dope Mess by Scotty Young is in this book. Probably going to resurface. As an individual series. I'm telling you, this is something you don't leave on the table if you are investing. If you're investing, you should have every issue of this anthology. That is what it is. Here is your Image 30th Anniversary Anthology #12. Love that they only give you no gimmicks here. You just get one cover. Don't know why 12 wouldn't be right at the top. But no, it's way down here. It's already out of stock. Here is your Corey Walker Image 30th Anniversary Anthology #12. It is written by Robert Kirkman and various. Artist Corey Walker and various. Cover artist Corey Walker. Our 12-issue celebration of Image's 30th anniversary wraps up with an all-new Science Dog story by Invincible creators Robert Kirkman and Corey Walker. A new tale of the Old Guard by Greg Rucka and Leonardo Fernandez, optioned Old Guard, by the way. And a very special story by the late Vincent Kukua. Additionally, Jeff Johns and Andrea Moody bring us a conclusion of The Blizzard. Brendan Fletcher and Erica Henderson tie up Red Stitches. Patrick Kinlan and Maurizio Rosenweich present the final installment of Gehenna, plus Scotty Young's Stupid Fresh Mess and Dean Haspio's Billy Dogma. Listen, Stupid Fresh Mess is coming back. It's Scotty Young. That is your Image 30th Anniversary Anthology, issue #12. Next, from Image, subsequent prints abound. I'm going to say this. You bought the first print. Double down. Say it all the time. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. No One #1 second print coming out of the Massive Verse. Y'all know what time it is. It's already out of stock. Coming out of the Massive Verse. Radiant Black Universe. No One #1. First cover, first print. Asked us, who is No One? If you bought the first print, Matteo Scalera on the cover. Double down on your investment. Buy the second print. Buy the third print. Don't be the person who left New Agents of Atlas #1, second, and third print on the table. Any of this, Something Is Killing the Children, subsequent prints. If you are investing and you purchase the first print, fortify that investment with the subsequent print. It's what it is. There's your cover. It is written by Kyle Higgins and Brian Buccellato. Artist Geraldo Borge. Cover artist Mateo Scalera. It is the miniseries premiere. 10 months ago, the Richard Roe murder shocked the city of Pittsburgh. In the months since, the killings have sparked a dangerous political movement, copycat killers, and a mass vigilante who's still determined to hold the powerful accountable. Not a symbol, not a hero. They could be anyone. They're no one. This is no one. Plus, the story continues in Who is No One, a monthly companion podcast starring Rachel Lee Cook and Patton Oswalt. Massive verse, superhero drama, no one, subsequent print. Double down. The third print drops, triple down. Cover price. Put it away. Forget about it. If it does nothing, cost you cover price. If it does something, cost you cover price. Next, from Image Comics, we have Summoner's War Awakening. I loved the first arc. Glad it came back. Did really love the first arc. Some gimmicks there, but you know. Summoner's War Awakening #1, also out of stock. Here is your Luca Claretti and Igor Monti cover, the only cover. That's dope. Written by Justin Jordan, cover artist Luca Claretti, Igor Monti. Civil war rages across the land of Aaliyah. These armies summon magical creatures to battle each other in a seemingly never-ending struggle, and newly trained summoner Rai has been thrust onto the front lines. Now Rai and her companions are stranded deep within hostile territory, occupied by soldiers on the ground and sky pirates in the clouds above. But a cunning new bounty hunter stalks her every move, and Rai's skills will have to be stronger than ever to make it home alive. Discover new friends, new foes, and powerful creatures in the next chapter of the action-packed Summoner's War saga. Preview game on deck. We gon' peep it. We gon' peep it. We gon' peep it. Here it is. Bright colors. 3 pages. That's what we get. There's your preview. 3 pages. Next, from Image Comics, we have Terror War #1 from Image Comics. This one looks interesting. Terror War #1 has 2 covers. Cover B, done by Daniel Warren Johnston. What I'm curious about or interested in, what has me looking at this book, is the writer. Then we have your cover A, done by Dave Acosta. That is your cover A. It is written by Saladin Miles Morales Ahmed. Also wrote Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. Cover artist Dave Acosta. Eisner-winning writer Saladin Ahmed and superstar horror artist Dave Acosta make their Image debut with the sci-fi horror series about working people fighting mind-bending monsters. Blue City was the last livable place on Earth. Now it's crawling with terror creatures that transform into their victims' worst fears. Humanity's last hope, Muhammad Cho, and his overworked and underpaid crew of freelance terror fighters. We're not heroes, we're contractors, in quotes. So then, back order, not stock. We got a preview game on deck, and we're going to peep it. Lot going on. Like detailed pages. Lot going on. So we got 3 pages of a preview. That is Terror Wars #1 from Image Comics. Next and last from the indies, the last indie offering that we are recommending is from Source Point Press, Franklin and Ghost. #1 from Source Point Press. Franklin and Ghost #1 has 2 covers. Here is your cover B, done by Marcelo Tram and Various worked on this cover along with Marcelo Tram. Stop it. And then you have your cover A, done by Marcelo Tram. Written by Garrett Gunn. Artist Nick Torres, cover artist Marcelo Tram. In anticipation of the upcoming animated series, Franklin and Ghost are back, remastered in a brand new format. In a last-ditch effort to see more of the universe before accepting their inevitably boring lives as miners on their home planet, Defilion, Franklin and Ghost steal a ship and head out for one last adventure. When they accidentally crash to Earth, they seek shelter in the bodies of a couple of unsuspecting hosts. Hell-bent on having a good time, they start a rage-filled quest, putting them on the radar of galactic police forces. Back order, not stock. That is Franklin and Ghost dropping from Source Point Press. Shout out to the homie Rados. Shout out to Jason, J-Pop. Shout out to the whole crew. Okay, then. Now we're going to get into Marvel. Just wanted to check your comments. Remind you, once again, to peep that scroll right here. Bottom of the screen. Peep the scroll. Like and follow Comic Sense on Facebook. That is our page. Join our Facebook group. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Click thumbs up. Click thumbs down on a video. One or the other. Do something. Find us or follow us on Instagram. Find us on the Twitter. Follow IssueX, ISHUE.X on Instagram as well. Moving right along, jumping back into the comic stuff. Going to Marvel. Cool books dropping for Marvel. This one is going to be big. Well, we like it at the very least. You know what happens when Marvel is going to put out a movie or a television show? Generally, the character that they're going to put out a movie or a television show for gets a book. Why? Because all of the people who don't read comics, who want to watch these shows and these movies, and might want to go get the comic, want to go to a comic shop and be able to get that book off the shelf. Like, why would I give you a Warlock appearance in a movie and this really cool character, and then you go to the store and you can't get a Warlock book? This is your Adam Warlock Strange Tales number 178. Facsimile edition. That means you're going to be able to go to the store and you're going to be able to get your first appearance of Adam Warlock. We like facsimile editions. Those who want to know more about Adam Warlock who don't know, here is, you get his origin. And the reason why we like facsimile editions, by the way, is because they are viable alternatives when you're priced out of the market on books like Strange Tales, number 178. They're viable investment alternatives when you are facsimile edition. Golden Records is reprint. Can't afford that thing anymore. Just throwing that out there. Writer, artist, cover artist, Jim Starlin. Show you that Jim Starlin sharp cover, the man who stalked the stars. Remember when he was him? Adam Warlock Strange Tales number 178 facsimile edition. Witness the power of Warlock, presenting the first chapter in Cosmic Maestro. Jim Starlin's sprawling saga of the enigmatic Adam Warlock and his dark side, the malevolent Magus. Warlock was an artificial entity created on Earth to be the perfect man. He went on to travel the stars and harness the power of the cosmic soul gem. But when a desperate woman comes to Adam Warlock for aid, will he protect her from the religious fanatics of the Universal Church of Truth, or fall to the might of its towering warrior, Borgia? The church worships the ultimate force that is the Magus, and when Adam learns the truth about him, nothing will ever be the same. It's one of the all-time great Marvel comic books, boldly represented in its original form, adds in awe, reprinting Strange Tales number 178 from 1975. That is Adam Warlock Strange Tales number 178 facsimile edition. Alien, 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 Alien. Marvel just keeps churning out these books. I believe this is the third offering from Marvel. Alien number 1 coming from Marvel Comics. Come on, Brody. We really got to do all of this? We do. 13 pages. Why can't you put the most recent book at the top? It's real simple, Diamond. If I had hair, I would be pulling my hair out. This alien is not the alien we're looking for. Not the droid, not the alien. Can tell by the date, September 7th, 2022. Okay, this is the alien we're looking for. This is not the alien we're looking for. That is from 2021. Bear with me. We're going to find this. It's craziness. It's just alien number 1. It should be right at the top. I shouldn't have to go through all of this to give you guys the most recent offering. Come on, Diamond. You got to be better. Did I miss it? Maybe. And if that's the case, we're just going to move along. We don't have this to do all day. Alien number 1 is coming from Marvel Comics. That's what it is. New Alien book. If you like aliens, jump on it. Marvel picked up where Dark Horse left off. Alien #1. We are going to move along. Next, we have Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain. Don't got this to do. Sorry, folks. Just don't got this to do. Should be right at the top. I'm just saying. Should be right at the top. Diamond, you got to be more user friendly. This is Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain #3. Like this. I'm going to tell you why. Like cover A. This is why we're getting #3. We like cover A. Here is your cover B, done by Aka. Really dope cover. #2, we just got Captain Britain teaming up with Captain Carter. Here is your cover A. We like first cover appearances. That is why we like cover A, because we like first cover appearances. Possible first appearance in this book as well. Written by Tini Howard. That cover A is by Eric Duerso. Written by Tini Howard. Cover artist Vasco Georgiev. The Forge Master Federal is the Captain Britain we deserve. So that's Forge Master Federal right there on that cover. He's here to right wrongs, defend the innocent, and oh wait, Morgan Le Fay put him in power. So much for the campaign slogans. Betsy Braddock is down for the count. Rachel Summers is iced out, and the most powerful witch in history is about to take the entire kingdom for herself. Britain needs true allies, but they may have to come from foreign lands. This is Captain Britain #3. Again, we like that cover A, the Forge Master Federal. We like that cover. We like first cover appearances. That is what it is. Next, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, Bane of Blastar, 2 A's. Let's see if I can just go Bane of. See if these shortcuts work. They do. Yay. So here is your Guardians of the Galaxy, Bane of Blastar, #1, Mahanini variant. That is your Mahanini variant, Guardians of the Galaxy, Bane of Blastar, #1. And then we have your Anatomy variant done by Jonah Loeb. Love these Anatomy variants, especially that Storm in the Brotherhood one is really dope. Then we have your cover A done by Todd Nauck, and he didn't do a headshot. All right, Todd, props to you, bro. Finally, not finally, but one of your rare non-headshot covers. Written by Ralph Macchio, artist David Tinto, cover artist Todd Nauck. Blastar is back and has launched a new inquisition to take over the galaxy. The Guardians must act fast to help to stop him, but it looks like this found family is having problems of their own. Can the Guardians get it together before it's too late? Don't miss out on this classic Guardians of the Galaxy tale. Guardians of the Galaxy, Bane of Blastar, #1. Scarlet Witch, #3, second print. You know, we got 2 first appearances. We got the first full cameo of Scythia. Got the first appearance of a life sword created by magic and Scarlet Witch and empowered by a new character. 2 first appearances in this book and the first appearance of a new unique weapon in the Marvel Universe. This is Scarlet Witch, #3. Second print. We like second prints. Not going to do the double down speech. You already know what time it is. It is a Sarah Pichelli variant cover. There is the first cover appearance. Can't think of her name off the bat, but that is going to be her first cover appearance, as well as a subsequent print of her first appearance. And yes, she is the new wielder of this life sword created by Scarlet Witch and Ilyana Rasputin. It was really dope how they did it. Really, not Ilyana Rasputin, Polaris was really dope how they did it. Polaris forged it. Scarlet Witch warped reality to infuse it with power, and she had to wield it in order for it to become what it was supposed to become. Really dope story. Character needs to save her universe. Her race is being overrun. There's very few left. There's a mystical and ancient mythological sword that does not really exist, but she thinks it does, and if she can find it, she can bring and restore hope to her people. Scarlet Witch and Polaris help her. They create the sword. She imbues it with power. The sword exists. It's really dope. Really, really dope. Should have read #3. But if it should have #3. First appearances in that book. This is going to be her first cover appearance. Written by Steve Orlando, artist, cover artist Sarah Pichelli. Enter Polaris. When Polaris' visit to her sister's new magic shop is interrupted by a microscopic warrior desperate for aid, Polaris and the Scarlet Witch put their own mystery on hold to help on a fantastic journey through Subatomica. Meanwhile, the dark past of Wakanda's enigmatic shop clerk, Darcy Lewis, comes back with a vengeance. Vengeance in the form of the first appearance or cameo appearance of Scythia. Full last page spread. Sorry, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. If you didn't read it, the book dropped like 2 weeks ago, so it is what it is. We tell you why you want to buy these books. Next, Sins of Sinister Dominion, #1. I don't know if y'all been sleeping, Sins of Sinister has been really good. It's been really good. I'm just saying. They didn't water it down by having it run through all of the X books. It's not in Wolverine. It's not in X-Force. They just took Legion of X, the Brotherhood, Storm of the Brotherhood, which is his own series, and Immortal X-Men, and they took X-Men Red, Legion of X, and Immortal X-Men. And those are the books it's running through. And then Sins of Sinister has his own book. So it's not watered down. It's the three best writers in the X universe: Kieran Gillen and L. Ewing. And L. Ewing is probably the best writer in Marvel, quiet as kept. L. Ewing is just dope. Sins of Sinister, Dominion, #1. Bunch of different covers, all the way up to 1 in 100. Your Alex Ross, Apocalypse, and Kang on the same cover. Really dope. There's your Alex Ross, Timeless Virgin. Then you have your Alex Ross, Timeless Apocalypse cover, followed by your Steven Segovia variant featuring Mr. Sinister versus Professor X. And then we have your 1 in 25 copy incentive by Pepe Larraz. You have your Jan Bazaldua cover, I Am Groot. Stormbreakers cover. And then you have your cover A done by Lionel Francis Yu. Written by Kieran Gillen, artist Lucas Vernick, Paco Medina, cover artist Lionel Yu. 7 trillion deadly sins. 1,000 years of hell and damnation comes to an end with the loudest scream in history. And for the truly guilty, there is no escape. Can the future change the present, or will we just make all the same mistakes again? Either way, the present will have to live with the future's sins. This is Sins of Sinister Dominion #1. Final, the finale to the Sins of Sinister arc. And it was really cool. Black, white, and red is bringing you Darth Anakin Skywalker Vader. I'm just going to go Darth Vader, black, white, and red, #1. And here we go. So then, Star Wars Darth Vader, black, white, and red, #1. Here is your 1 in 100 copy incentive done by Gabriel Del Otto. Dope. Then you have a 1 in 25 copy incentive done by Kari Andrews. Love Kari Andrews, erratic over at AWA. And then we have your Jim Chung variant. And we have your Gabriel Del Otto trade dress variant. And we have your cover A done by Alex Maleev. It's also a Dynamic Forces option as well. So then, it is written by Jason Aaron and various artists. Peach Momoko, cover artist Alex Maleev. The Dark Lord of the Sith, like you've never seen him before. Following the successful Black, White, and Red series produced by Marvel Comics, Darth Vader now takes the spotlight for tales of terror by some of the industry's most talented creators. Peach Momoko will spin a story only she can bring to life. Plus, the return of Jason Aaron to the road of Star Wars with part 1 of his Vader tales spanning all 4 issues. This is Star Wars Darth Vader, black, white, and red. Second prints and facsimile editions. We've talked about them. So it is only fitting that we end Focus, the comic aspect of Focus, with a second print followed by a facsimile edition. X-23, Deadly Regenesis, first appearance of Haymaker, by the way. #1, second print. Did we do something here? Let's just go X-23, Deadly. Come on, Brody. Is there something special you want me to do? Like maybe a dash? They want me to do a dash. Okay, we did the dash. Here is your X-23 Deadly Regenesis #1 of 5, second print. Not much unlike the first print, except they changed the trade dress to a light blue. That was Kalman and Andrzejowski on the cover, Erica Schultz writing, and Edgar Salazar with the art. Assassin or X-Men, The Deadly Days of X-23, Laura Kinney, a.k.a. X-23, was cloned from Logan, trained by the facility to be a deadly assassin. Even as she tries to put that life behind her, forces will try to drag her back, and she'll fight them tooth and claw, beset by new enemies, all caps, as well as old favorites, and said during X-23's days as a member of X-Men and X-Force when she walked away from the island of Utopia to find where she truly belonged. Join us for an all-new story in the fan-favorite saga of Laura Kinney. First appearance of Haymaker. Subsequent print, please double down on that investment. If you invested in the first print, and I say investment, I'm not saying collect or read. I'm saying if you invested in the first print, then double down on that investment. Finally, and one I am excited for from Marvel Comics, this is X-Men 1991 Facsimile Edition. A facsimile edition of the highest selling comic of all time. Do we need one? If you're an X-Men completionist, you do. Maybe they want me to put the hyphen here too. Maybe I spelled something wrong. Oh, an extra 9. So here is your X-Men 1991 Gatefold Facsimile Edition. Obviously, Jim Lee on the cover art. You remember that great wraparound cover of the special edition of 5 covers. Written by Chris Claremont and Jim Lee, cover artist Jim Lee. Another chance to buy the best-selling comic book of all time. One that ushered in a new era of X-Men greatness. In 1991, history was made when superstar creators Chris Claremont and Jim Lee launched a second ongoing title for Marvel's premier mutant supergroup. And the inaugural issue featured an all-star lineup separated into Cyclops' Blue Team and Storm's Gold Team for an action-packed showdown against their arch-enemy Magneto and his fanatical acolytes, featuring fan-favorite characters looking better than ever in bold new costumes that helped define a decade. It's no wonder the adjectiveless X-Men #1 sold an incredible 8 million copies. It's one of the all-time great Marvel comic books, boldly represented in its original deluxe edition form, packed with pinups and an iconic wraparound cover, reprinting X-Men #1 from 1991. I'm going to have 2, because I'm an X-Men completionist. I need at least 2 copies. Shout out to Tyler Dallas Johnson. Shout out to everyone that is still in the room. That is what it is. We're going to unshare, remove. See my face, issue X. You know what time it is. This has been Focus, Final Order Cutoff, Uncanny Spec. I am issue X. As always, this is a Comic Sense Shut Up Is production. And I'm going to go ahead and shut up.